Bam. We're like 2 minutes late, but we're here.
We are, in fact, here.
We figured it out.
And I will, in fact, be right back.
Okay. Hey.
Hey, it's for horses.
Top that off. Happy Friday, guys. Hope you all had an awesome week so far. We went to Target and started seeing all of the spring trends, which you guys know that's my favorite place to look for trends, even if you don't live in an area that has a Target. I know Canada, you guys have Target. In Australia, you guys have Target, don't you? But our UK folks, I know you guys are always like, well, you don't have Target here. That's okay. A lot of the trends that you see during the Friday Bean when we do these trend forecasts, you're going to start seeing them too, just not at Target. I don't know why, but Target seems to be the one place that they get all the trends before everybody else. It's like they know what the trends are before everyone else. So they publish those trends in their Target finds. And you can learn a lot from just kind of browsing what's trending at Target, because those are a lot of the trends that we're going to see carry through all the way until summer. So today we're going to explore a bit of those. And I'm also going to, hopefully, if I've got a few minutes, we will also pop into E-Rank because it is March 1st. And I should have checked with Anthony to see if we have our March data in. We technically should, because we get that in on the 1st of every month. So that will be the data from February. So every 30 days are data updates. We've got some manual stuff that we have to do with it. Make sure that there's no dirty words showing up in the main trend report. Making sure that those get, consolidated into the 18 plus trend report. So our lovely Jan at E-Rank is the one who has to look at all of the dirty, naughty things that people search for on Etsy and make sure that they get categorized correctly. But anyway, Canada doesn't have Target anymore. Oh, I thought you guys did. That sucks. Let's see. Oh, you're so cute, but it freaks me out when couples wear the same colors.
Why does it freak you out?
Well, we didn't plan it that way.
We did not. I picked this shirt out, and she actually ran upstairs and got it for me while I was finishing setting up.
We are in this. That is kind of...
We're a little weird.
We're like a 70s color palette disaster right now. Okay.
No, I like this shirt. It makes me look good. I've lost a ton of weight.
Well,
so
you're olive.
Great.
You have olive skin.
And I'm not sweaty. This is ointment. I look very sweaty, like I just ran a mile.
And he's already starting. So do you want to go ahead and get screen share popped up? That way you can inevitably pull Bubbers away from whatever he's about to start.
I've cleaned everything up. Ain't nothing you can mess with over there. As long as he doesn't go behind it, we're good.
All right.
There's no noisemakers back there anymore.
Hopefully he doesn't unplug anything. The second we start streaming, I think he thinks we're fighting. Because we don't talk loud. We are very quiet people. And this is the only time when we actually project our voices. And yeah.
Gotta get trends set up.
Oh yeah. So I think that well, I thought you knew how to do it.
No, I don't know how to use computers. I've never used a computer before.
I thought you knew how to do
No.
it. Okay, so
Not a clue.
All right. We're good to go ahead and wang jangle everything around.
We will not be answering questions until the end.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Save your questions for the end. You can ask them. I just won't answer them. Somebody in the chat might.
Back on.
Back on.
Ready?
No.
Full screen that.
Where's the mouse? Okay, there it is. There's the mouse. Okay, we're good.
Screen share.
Yeah.
Screen share. Here we go.
All right. So when you head into Target, longtime viewers of the channel know this already, but you want to go into, it looks like they've kind of changed some stuff around. Go into new and featured. Yes. And then we want to go into Target finds. Okay. So what we want to focus on is not just the items, because there's going to be very few items that you're going to be able to replicate for your handmade, POD, digital businesses. We want to focus on the colors that we see used both in the products and in the backgrounds. We want to focus on when we're looking at our Target style. These are photos pulled from the Target, Instagram hashtags. We want to look at the homes that the people are standing in, because these are trendy people buying trendy products. So they ideally are going to have trendy homes. We want to look at some of the textures and materials because a lot of these things will cross over into other areas of, trends. So we will go ahead and pop open the first one that was posted today. So another thing that we want to look at is the wording that they use. Not only do they use good, trendy marketing wording that you could totally borrow, but they also use some interesting terms that might make good keywords sometimes. Every once in a while, you can find some really great keywords. Okay, so what I like about this already is they, rather than doing the okay boomer, they did okay bloomers for their gardening section, which I think is super cute. Follow these easy peasy steps to grow with the flow. Grow with the flow.
Grow with the flow.
Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned plant parent. You see this? This right here is a keyword. Plant parent.
There is a keyword. Ignore me.
You've got a screwdriver. It's hard to ignore you.
Sorry, this thing is so loose that I have to adjust it like every 30 seconds. I just wanted to tighten it up a little bit.
That's okay. So plant parents, this is a keyword. This is becoming more trendy, especially for millennials. Less and less millennials are choosing to have children. So pet parents, plant parents, terms like that are things that you might want to use if you create any products focused around plants. So let's see. So this is actually a really cool way that they're marketing. They are kind of teaching. And this is a neat thing that anybody could do. Turning your marketing not just into trying to sell, but also educating. You could make like an Instagram carousel based around your products, where your products are a part of a bigger story. So step one, plan it. They're talking about planning your garden, organizing your seeds. Okay, so we've got lots of seed kits. It looks like a little organizer for your seeds. This is just telling us that plants in general are popular. And even if you're in like POD, for example, you could make a plant parent t-shirt. Look at some of the colors too. There's this kind of yellow shade. We're seeing these cream colors, this fun green. It's all very cohesive. Gnomes have been huge for a while. Here's that sage color that we were talking about during our 2024 beginning of the year trends. Mushrooms have remained popular for quite a while. This handmade aesthetic too is very popular, and ideally we would want to, create these products and explain to our customers through our marketing that buying on Etsy is a lot better than buying at Target, because on Etsy, the products are hopefully mostly handmade. But we have a decent idea here. Planting, mushrooms, gnomes. It looks like a lot of what this is focused around is edibles and, things that you can use for herbs. I saw, mint, cilantro. So maybe not just flowers, but really, really focusing on, a garden where you can actually use the things that you're making.
Nico had said I like the texture they put on the background too. If you actually look,
it's
like a concrete texture. Can I see?
No, it looks like recycled paper. What's the matter?
The chat says you're a manager, and I have no way to There we go.
Oh, okay.
It's being stupid. There we go.
Okay, so we've got some, we got a couple ideas on this one. This one was just posted today. So these are colors that we're probably going to see year round. And you're right, I do love this texture. It looks like recycled paper. Almost like that.
It looks like that stucco they put on
the houses in California.
On bricks.
Yeah.
Like at schools and stuff. That sticky white paint.
All right, so this was also posted today. International Women's Day is next Friday, I believe. So a little late to get products out there, but you could totally do some cool marketing. Let's look at some of the colors that they're utilizing. It's almost like a soft tone of the Instagram colors. We've got like the pink, the purple, and then the orangish kind of yellow. The lavender has been the color this year. When you go into a Target, you will notice most of their clothes are lavender. I shop at Aerie a lot, American Eagles, you know, they're kind of like athletic and leisure clothing. And they're all lavender and bright colors. So let's see, I'm trying to get some color consistency. This mint kind of color, we're seeing it here. We're seeing it on the doll. I'm seeing a lot of this green as well. Like if you notice here, 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 here. Let's see.
Keep going.
Keep going. See, this to me, it was like in the 90s, like when you had 600 keychains on your book bag. That's how this feels. Super duper cute. And also in the EDM scene, we never talk about that.
Candy.
That's where we went last Friday, right after the bean. We went
And
to
tomorrow.
And tomorrow we're going to another one. But these little bracelets that look almost like kids make them, super duper popular in the EDM scene because we trade them and, you know, things like, I know that Taylor Swift has kind of like a similar little thing going with her audience.
Does she?
Yeah, look, even the ball is in the same color. The volleyball is the same color as the background, but this purple, the lavender especially. Tortoiseshell, you know, everybody remembers the tortoiseshell like glasses. That is super duper popular again on like hair clips and things. Oh, we were just looking at these multicultural crayons. This was something when I was in early childhood education, every single one of us as, you know, teachers, we got a pack of multicultural crayons and a pack of multicultural markers as well. So definitely a lot of like 90s and like I would say 70s to 90s influences as well with the colors and the vibes. I'm digging it. Okay, let's buttery yellow, the must-have color of the season you'll totally love. So we've already talked about like color of the year. This is almost, you know, Target telling us, hey, this is our color of the year. Buttery yellow. And I'm seeing this color everywhere. So a couple years ago, mustard was the color, like the color that I'm wearing right now. Now it's this almost pastel color of the season. So we're seeing this, you know, they're saying this for spring. I can almost guarantee that this is going to be our color for summer too.
Yeah, it'll be a summer color too because it looks really good on tan skin.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. And you see it in the shoes, the clothing. You could even, if you can't create products with this color, you could use it as a background color for some of your product photos. It's a nice color.
No, I'm not seeing any green in there, Nico. She said it's a greenish yellow. I don't really see green. I see more like a muted neon yellow.
Yeah, I would say that if you were to take yellow and mix some like white into it to make a pastel, it does kind of have like a greenish.
I guess it's probably going to depend on your monitor too.
That's true.
What your color balance is.
These funky candles too. I'm noticing these everywhere. Candles and candle holders. Really fun, funky candles and candle holders in fun shapes. But very interesting. All right. Let's see. Man,
I was making sure my HDR wasn't turned on.
We picked the perfect day to do this. If we would have done this last week, we would have missed out on all of these. These were all posted today.
Yeah. Mabel said monochromatic outfits too.
Yes, monochrome has been big since last year.
Yeah.
So wearing all one color.
It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Easy to mix and match.
Mm-hmm. March. So obviously St. Patrick's Day, you don't really have a lot of time to do anything for that. Oh, look, a Court of Mist and Fury. This color of green, though, again, I saw it all over the place when everybody released their 2024 trend reports. So for spring and summer, I expect this one to maintain a bit. Again, we're having a lot of these products that have that handmade feel. I'm seeing plaid in the background, a lot of these, and polka dots. So lots of different patterns. It's kind of that cottagecore aesthetic, but with a bright spring touch to it, you know, whereas cottagecore last year was like a little darker, a lot more browns and earth tones. And I mean, these are earthy tones, but they're brighter. You know what I mean? We're seeing a lot more whites and softer colors. And it's all very cozy too. Like they're showing like the book, the pillow, you've got your tea, your cozy blanket, your little candle holder, your little nightlight. It's all cozy stuff. Giant alligator hair clips. I just followed a brand today. I can't remember the name of it, but they had every type of hair clip you could imagine. They had little fish bowls. They had little naked ladies. They had some that looked like little pop cans, all different animals. They had all kinds of stuff. So big alligator hair clips are really popular. Seeing a lot of these patterns. There's some vertical stripes.
Hannah said, ugh, Patty's Day and the leprechauns.
Yeah. I know.
Little underwear gnomes.
Underpants gnomes.
Yeah.
Now, don't forget, April is not when Easter is this year. Easter falls in March. By April, people are already going to be thinking about summer. So this is really your only month for spring. March is your spring month. By April, people are going to be summer planning. That's different when Easter falls in April, but after Easter passes, all of the major retailers are going to be focusing on summer. So that's something to remember.
It's pretty interesting seeing mushrooms popping up more and more and more and more. And you're seeing a lot of like Amanita mushrooms and things popping up too.
Mm-hmm.
People are starting to realize that they're completely legal to consume. And there's a lot of companies that are making like gummy mushrooms and all different kinds of stuff. And you're starting to see it pop up in pop culture a lot more. And it's starting to reflect everywhere. And people are getting more, I think, connected with nature. And you're starting to see nature be a little bit more mainstream.
Let's see. We'll skip the gaming basket because there's not a whole lot you're going to be able to glean from all the copyright material. All right, so this appears to have been for Valentine's Day, but that's okay. Let's not take it as a Valentine's Day thing. This is mug gifts. So these are items that fit in a mug. This is a really cool thing that any Etsy seller could do. You could make a whole shop with mug gifts where you do maybe like a mug for dad and you've got, you know, maybe like beef jerky and peanuts in it or something. Mug for mom. Maybe you have, I don't know, some little bracelets or something. There's a lot of cool things that you could do. Just keep in mind that anything that you put in the mug needs to be handmade as well. Or you can also work with other businesses, other small businesses to fill your mugs. So you can't do it like a gift basket where you buy everything and put in it, unfortunately. But I'm sure that there are some really cool things that if you are, you know, super creative, you could find ways to incorporate handmade items into these mugs. Look, there's that word again, pet parents. Let's see. A superstar mug, so they can sip while they vibe. Interesting. This is kind of cool how they've done it. So they're showing the mug and then the items to go in it or to go with it. Creative thinkers. Notice how the mugs all look kind of handmade. There's that buttery yellow breakfast blend for the early risers. Free spirits, so green tea and a more subtle kind of, feels like grandpa's mug, you know, sitting at the kitchen table. This is cool. A mug wrap.
Bondi said, I think that's the music you're supposed to vibe to while you drink stuff out of the mug. Yeah. Actually, what's pretty funny is that Seth Rogen's brand started that.
Yeah.
He sells all of his like high vibes things, and there's a ton of companies that are starting to do that. Like, oh, people might like some coffee rock while they drink their coffee.
Right. Let's see, craft coffee. So a couple years ago, it was all about craft beer, making your own beer. That's kind of going out. I'm not seeing as much of the craft beer, but I am seeing a lot of, you know, coffee, not just your old coffee maker, but pour overs, French presses, AeroPresses, espresso machines, you know, a lot of things that a few years ago, everybody just used like a Keurig, but now people are starting to realize that there are a lot of really cool ways to make coffee and make it taste better, which that's where Mark and I are. We exclusively use things like French presses and our espresso machine. All right, so now we're into Easter. Again, if you've got Easter products, you need to get them listed. It is the 1st of March. Easter is on the 31st. You are out of time. Get that stuff listed. You do not have much time. So obviously pastels, pink, and we're seeing that buttery yellow. A lot of this is very, exactly what you would expect. Little chickies, little bunnies, little froggies. The clothing's a little different though. Top little ruffles, little button downs, super cute. Oh, that's super cute too. But it looks handmade too. So I would love to see an Etsy seller sell something like this. And these little cloth tea sets that look handmade, it's like people are craving handmade. We just need to remind them that Etsy is like the place that they need to go to buy stuff like that. You know what I mean? I think that I really wish the Etsy Super Bowl commercial would have really like focused on the handmade
Oh my
element.
God, really?
Yeah.
Instead of just like, here's how much money we can spend on a commercial.
It's a people cake. And
like, that told us nothing about the website.
yeah, but we can do that through our own marketing. So these are so cute though. Little wooden bunnies. You can definitely like get the vibe of where Easter is going this year and where spring is going. It's very, very different than when
those little suspenders are adorable.
They are cute. He's so cute.
That is an adorable outfit.
Let's see. Oh, like an apple basket as a Easter. That's what I always got when I was a kid, an apple basket. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Until I was like, I need more candy. And then it was just like
a giant.
What are they called? Like the flower baskets, the big, almost flat flower carrying baskets.
Little plush apple wooden toys. These are all great for those of you who make toys. There's that lavender again. Lots of wooden toys and very simple. Like I said, everything kind of has that handmade aesthetic to it. Very simple toys. I'm glad that we're going back to that because when you give, this is me like coming as a teacher, perspective, and this is great whether you're making these products or if you're just a parent. When you give a child, let's say that you hand a child a toy and it is a Paw Patrol character. That, in the child's mind, can only be a Paw Patrol character. It is a dog. It is defined. It is in a square box, right? If you hand a child something like this, where, you see this little arch-shaped, block, this could be anything. This could be a door.
A bridge.
This could be a bridge. This could be
a bridge in my mind.
This could be a dog. You could put one of these on top and make it a dog. And it allows children to exercise a side of their creativity that normally cannot be exercised if you hand them a toy that already has an assigned definition to it. That's why blocks are such a great toy for children. Mm-hmm. And the same goes for handing your child a coloring page versus handing them a blank piece of paper. A blank piece of paper, they can turn that into whatever they want. Whereas a coloring page, you are saying, stay on these lines, which is good for their fine motor skills. But you should also balance things out. That just, quick Starla rant. This is really cute. Little wicker bag, again, looks handmade. Like, all of these things look handmade.
Tina said Target stole my bunnies with glasses design I did 4 years ago. Wherever, I think it was at the
Target steals stuff all the time from handmade businesses.
Yep.
Little chocolate lamb. That's super cute. Rather than just doing chocolate bunnies, a little chocolate lamb. But I love all the wooden toys. I think that that's really great. And wooden toys are also really great because they're easy to sanitize.
Nico said, how did we get to the Easter page?
Go into new and featured. Go into Target finds. And then it will be bunny approved basket fillers for your toddler. Okay, so this is like a
Vibe Queen.
Does it say vibe?
No.
Oh, I thought.
It's a refresh and reset basket. It's gonna have all kinds of stuff to chill.
Self-care.
Yeah.
Self-care.
Call that a vibe fix.
Oh, this is great. The refresh and reset basket. After a long day of extravaganzas with the kids, little luxuries can go a long way. This is great. They are giving an idea as a gift where, okay, if mom has been stressing out, making the kids Easter baskets and stuff, maybe dad surprises her with a mom Easter basket full of self-care gifts. That's a whole marketing pitch. You guys could steal that for your own shops. You know, that's a whole idea.
Huh, that's interesting. Nico said mine shows different finds.
Huh.
I wonder if they're regional.
Yeah, that's very
That's
interesting.
interesting. But that's also good for you, too.
Those things are handmade in China by 12-year-olds. Exactly. That's why I said, don't feel bad about getting inspiration from the big brands. Obviously, don't copy them one for one. But we are the real handmade businesses. So make sure that you're expressing that.
They're good at making you feel like you're buying something handmade.
Right. So we've got, it looks like painted flowers. We're already seeing that nice lavender color in the background. Bath bomb. There's not a whole lot on this one, is there?
No, there isn't. This is like one specific gift set.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of...
However, it's a good idea. I mean, telling people, a lot of people when they go to buy for holidays, especially if they're buying for someone other, like kids are easy, right? Get a basket, get a couple stupid little dollar store toys and toss a couple chocolates in there, you know?
Right.
Like kids are easy, but it's like, oh, well, I'm going to be at work. My wife's going to be at home all day with the kids on their cracked out chocolate brains. What can I get her to buy? I have no idea. I don't have time to think about it. Gift ideas, which is exactly where like our old Trello boards we used to do.
Mm-hmm.
We used to do the Trello boards that showed like you could build your own gift guides with products from your shop and other shops. And
yeah, there is an episode of the Friday Bean way back when, during it was a holiday season
people
that we
really
did.
like that one. Maybe we could refresh that one.
We teach it in the boot camp now.
That's right.
Because I provide them with templates and stuff.
That's right. I forgot about that.
But there are lots of different places within this board. There's also different influencers who have their own boards where they basically have all the things that they've kind of, what's the word that I'm looking for? Not catered,
Curated?
Curated. They have their curations from Target that you can explore, similar to how Etsy has curations from celebrities where they just pick a bunch of items and then they share their curations. That's what these are. Let's go up. Feel free to explore more of these, but we're going to go into trends. I love this Target style because this gives you not like the window that Target is providing, but these are real people showing off, the things that they're buying. So
that doesn't work.
What, this?
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Does that give you dirty
Yes,
brain?
very much so. That does not work without the color on there.
All right. So let's take a look. See. Is this a denim egg? I saw that denim is super duper popular. I know.
I cannot stand the way denim feels.
Yeah, it's very strange. Denim pillows and things are really popular.
I've got a weird cringe with the like old DVD case, like transitional. Like
holographic.
Yeah, holographic
The
images.
plastic.
And fabric, especially like when my hands are like freshly out of the shower or something.
Textures.
I cannot touch jeans. No, it does the same thing to me.
So this looks like one person took a bunch of pictures, but that's actually really telling because let's think. This is one person who took all these photos in store. She's showing you the style that she's interested in. We've got this very handmade looking denim egg, this butter yellow, really simple bunny blanket. We've got this little bunny. This looks like something my grandma would have made out of spare fabric. Like she would take, old like cloth tablecloths or curtains and things that she had laying around that she didn't need anymore. And she would turn them into something else. And that's kind of what this reminds me of. Same with this one. Lots of textures, fuzzy, Sherpa. The colors are very similar. It's just a really cool window into what this person found interesting.
G-ster egg.
G-ster egg. Honey, you haven't even touched your G-ster eggs.
Gross.
So let's look at some of the backgrounds. We can see this lady in her dress, but we can also see her bedroom. She's got, these look like those kind of like raw cotton linen curtains. Very, very cohesive bedroom color palette. Lots of beige tones.
Feels like a hotel room.
Lots of pillows. No, she's definitely she definitely looks like somebody who keeps her house nice and clean.
Yeah, I agree. It's just weird not having anything on the walls. That blank wall there makes me feel like it's a hotel, because hotels usually don't put anything over the bed.
We're maximalists, though, with our decorating. We're very maximalist.
No, I just like to be comfortable in a room.
I fill every wall. Every wall is decorated.
Yes.
But anyway, lots of beiges, very clean, very organized. I think that hotel kind of look is in. We've got a full denim outfit. You know what? She makes it work. She's got a blazer on top of it.
Yeah, no, that outfit, weirdly, you would not look at all of those individual items and think that that would work.
Right.
It works pretty well.
And she's got
the rolled up cuffs.
Yeah, red boots. I think she put together a cool outfit. Let's see. I'm also noticing that for those of you who do like print on demand swimsuits, one pieces are in this year. I'm noticing that one pieces are the thing. It's not teeny tiny bikinis this year. So if you're making swimsuits and you do POD, make sure that you have a good balance of both, because a lot of women are opting for one pieces this year, where a couple years ago it was like, how tiny can we get our bikinis?
That was a good spot to take a picture too. You can tell by how dirty the floor is that that's like a next to the beach pool.
How dirty.
So she came inside right at the edge of the window to get that natchy light.
Right.
Outside would have been too bright.
I think she wanted to get how pretty the ceiling is. There's like little stars.
I think so too. All I can look at is the absolutely disgusting floor, but I can tell that it's sand.
I know he doesn't like dirty floors.
I don't. Bugs me.
Again, kind of handmade looking elements. Leopard print is really in. Different animal prints are in right now. I'm noticing zebra print, leopard print, cheetah spots.
Why not? As long as it ain't real.
Look again. Another full and again, she's rocking it. Is this the same? No.
It might be the same girl.
That's not the same girl. I don't know. Her hair's similar, but her face is different.
That's what I'm saying. I can't tell. Different position, different place, different outfit.
I can't tell. Pistachios. Guys, pistachios are super duper in right now.
I'm so happy about that.
All the pistachio flavors, pistachio scents. We got pistachio coffee creamer.
Give it to me in every way possible. Well, that doesn't sound.
Yeah, that's
sorry.
That sounds inappropriate too.
Sorry, I got somebody excited there.
Look at this girl's house. Again, we're just gonna ignore him.
Ignore me.
Again, that minimalist kind of color palette, very simple pattern. She's got a really cool bench seat with a very simple pillow, plants, lots of white, beige, and grays. You know, I was doing a little bit of research, and Mark and I, our whole house upstairs is gray. Our rug is gray, our walls are gray, our furniture is all gray, our pillows are all gray. I
love it.
And I love it. And I've noticed that a lot of my friends, you know, that I was in school with, they do the same thing. Their house is all gray. Millennial gray is what they're calling it.
Oh, really?
Yes, because when you dress a room in gray, you can add a pop of color for certain seasons, and no matter what, it works. So for Valentine's Day, we had gray pillows, but they had little red hearts on them.
Oh yeah, it makes color matching your environment so much easier.
Yeah.
Do you think it's maybe because our parents and grandparents had such atrocious bright colored wallpaper growing up that we're like, man, I'm so sick of color in my house?
Yeah, I think so. And it's not depressing. It's just
it's
not
clean. At all.
Yeah, so millennial gray, something to think about.
All you have to do is vacuum and your house is clean. You don't have to scrub the walls down every week.
But this aesthetic as well, this kind of 70s, groovy, sun catchers, textures, macrame, velvet, terracotta colors. This is popular right now too. We just stayed in the coolest Airbnb that had almost like, it was like Indian blankets and bright like colors, but then there was also like a mid-century modern aesthetic. It reminds me of this image, and it was so cool. So that's very popular as well. So it's almost like, you know, with the trends, you could pick a direction. You could either go for this like clean, kind of minimalist, the millennial gray, or you could get really funky with it and have some fun. A wicker hat and a tasseled bikini.
Oh, hot.
That's a look, man.
That's your look this summer. That's
I don't want to.
So good on you.
Imagine the tan lines this would leave.
You don't get tan lines.
You're right.
You don't tan. You gotta make up for your lack of summer color with booby tassels.
With booby tassels.
Somebody put that on a shirt.
You must make up for your lack of tan lines with booby tassels. That's hilarious. Oh, look, there's our girl.
That's right.
There's our girl. We devoured House of Flame and Shadow. Getting officially licensed by Sarah Moz is pleasantly easy. I mean, it was when we did it. So if you are interested in making products or merch for
Cowboy stripper.
for Sarah Moz books, it is possible by reaching out to her on her website.
I'm gonna be real with you though. Solid lines all the way down. That doesn't work.
I'm not a fan of that. No.
I'm not either.
I don't care for that. Now I like this one with the polka dots.
No, that's super cute, and especially using the opposing colors.
Yeah, and the
big old cowboy boots.
Yeah, this is cute. I'm sure that you could dress this up cute. This is not for me though. More whites and
no white furniture in my house. I will ruin it.
But this is pretty. The white and the brass.
Yep.
Super pretty.
Is it brass or is it rose gold? I feel like it's rose gold and they put a filter on it so it looks brass.
I'm not sure.
It's hard to tell.
Wicker.
Could be white too.
This is kind of pretty. This oil painting in the background. Like, and some scallops.
It's a little burnt to be scallops. I think it's yucca.
It might be yucca. Needle felted things. Guys, those of you who make actual needle felted,
it's weirdly in right now, yeah.
Right. Pam. Pam is a perfect example of someone who makes awesome needle felted products. People are buying these cool little just things for their shelves, even during the holidays, little Christmas ornaments and things. Think about ways if you do needle felting, could you make like a whole ornament set? You know, I know that needle felting takes some time, but you can make a bunch of teeny tiny little things, you know, a bunch of little Easter eggs. Again, we've got that kind of beige and gray, very clean, very, very cozy. More beige and gray. We got, ooh, look, they got a big bunny painting. This is Tina's house. Oh, look, you can see the puppy in the mirror. I love that.
The husband's over in the corner holding up a treat to get the dog's attention.
Right. Look over here.
Everybody that has pets that takes pictures at home, you know the struggle.
Oh, yeah. Then we've got that butter yellow and the lavender. Look how cute they are. God, they're so cute. I thought it was the same child at first, and then I realized that they're twins. They've each got different colored bows. That is so cute. But yeah, guys, feel free to keep, there's multiple pages. You could go on. And look, she's got my exact aesthetic right now. Got the plaid.
Skulls.
Got the cool little skeleton shirt.
That's a fun shirt.
I like that. They're all
that
dancing.
Shirt. They probably got it at Target right now.
More of the denim. Little babies and little babies dressing up like adults.
Oh, yeah.
That's wearing little suspenders, little cardigans. That's super popular right now. Little ties. Here we are with that millennial gray again.
I love it. Gray everything.
Yeah, this kitchen, beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like stoneware.
Oh, that's hot.
Yeah, I cannot wait. Oh, look, throne of glass. There's that lavender. Here we are with those monochromes that we were talking about with the bikini and a button-up shirt to using that as your cover-up. That's so cute.
Yeah, it's extra long too. It's not even a shirt. It's purposefully made for that.
Yeah. Here's this girl. Look, we can see her house as well. She's got a super cool patterned rug, but then again, walls. She's got some mirrors, nice subtle colors.
This is the pose that everyone uses. Right leg forward, left leg back, front right leg pushed forward. Every
hand
single
in pocket.
leg. Yep, hand in pocket.
This purple plaid and lavender plaid is so popular. I'm seeing it everywhere. I took Taylor to Claire's to get some like scrunchies and stuff, and they had tons of the white and lavender plaid. Let's see. Again, see more of the needle stuff that looks handmade. All of these things really simple. They look hand painted. They look handmade. They're so cute. They look handmade.
Oh my God, that mushroom and snail.
They're best friends. Another mug that looks handmade. What are these called? We called it, I know that we called ours our buffet. Is it
Curio?
A curio? No, it's not a curio. No. Is it a Davenport? Is that what it is?
I don't know.
I remember
we're showing our age here.
My great grandma always used to say that they're on the keys are on the Davenport, and I remember her saying that.
Credenza.
Credenza. What's a Davenport?
You know what that is to me? A cabinet.
A cabinet.
It's a cabinet.
It is a cabinet, yes.
Does it have doors? Do you put stuff in it? It's a cabinet.
What's a Davenport then? What was my grandma saying that the keys were on? I can hear her saying it, but I was so little that
Isn't that just a side table? A Davenport?
I don't know. Check out her background.
It's beach girl vibes.
I love that. I love she's using like the hats almost as a decoration. She's got like the pipe shelves, but look, her jewelry is all on them. You can see she's got like big, long, chunky Davenport
we're way
is a
off.
sofa.
I knew it because it's the little like bench sofa thing you put at the end of your bed.
Nuh-uh. Is it the thing that you put on the end of the bed? Weird. I don't know.
Dude, I don't know. Don't trust us. We're not furniture experts.
We're not furniture experts.
No, I buy stuff with crazy Swedish names from a company that makes me put my own furniture together, okay?
Sometimes. Or we buy from what's the other company that made our couch?
I don't know.
But anyway, so you guys are getting the gist of it. There's some she's got pretty white marble countertops. Yeah. All right, so last thing I want to do, you can stop screen share for just a second.
Jenny said Davenport is apparently a writing desk.
Really? Well, that might be what IKEA calls it too, if the name has changed.
Flavortown Fest canceled in Ohio.
Oh no!
Oh no! Where am I gonna get my Guy Fieri from?
Oh no! All right, let's pop back into. We will go in.
Say I love IKEA. I don't anymore. I used to, but I would rather buy like save my money for a couple extra months and buy like life furniture.
Oh,
something that's gonna last forever. Say no thanks.
Very odd. eRank didn't let me log in right away.
That's
okay.
Crazy.
Okay, we can go ahead and share again.
Share it then. Share it, go.
All right, so we're going to hop into eRank and see what was trending last month on Etsy because we just now got our trend data today. So let's go into trends. We'll start in the trend buzz. Let's just see what the overall trends are, and then we'll start looking at different industries. All right, is this February? It is. Okay, so top searched term in February was jewelry. So that's interesting, probably because of Valentine's Day. But then under that, check this out. This is really telling. Valentine's Day gift was the second most searched, but look at how much it was searched in February compared to January. So for everybody who waited to get those Valentine's Day listings up, look at how much traffic you missed out on. Valentine's Day stuff needs to be in your shop in December. We need to make sure that we're planning 4 months ahead. And this is exactly why you think, oh, February, that's Valentine's Day. It's February 1st. I need to get my Valentine's Day listings up. No, you need to get those listings up all the way in December. That way you could take advantage of this big January surge. Looks like wall art is beginning to kind of fall down in popularity. And it's probably because people were indoors. It was starting to get cold, December, January, and now people are, maybe pulling back on that. I'm noticing also specifying handmade. So I think a lot of people are looking for handmade items as well. So that's an interesting keyword that you might want to try incorporating. Looks like December it was really popular for probably holiday shoppers. But still, that's significant searches. That's the seventh most searched term on Etsy. So even if you see this does not mean bad. That's still 55,000 people. That's a lot. Almost 56. Custom. So custom and personalized gifts are always going to be popular. Obviously, don't do anything for Pow World or any of the popular, video games, movies.
It's going to be huge in the next week.
Pokemon, you can't do that. Embroidery. Trendy, that's interesting. Trendy might be an interesting keyword to incorporate. In fact, I want to see what the actual keyword tool says about trendy. I wouldn't think that people are searching for trendy. Oh.
Huh.
I bet the reason that we're seeing this big jump is because Etsy probably had a book, like a featured section called like trendy whatevers, trendy something. And when you click on it, it populates a search page of products.
Yeah.
Because this is an anomaly. We talked a little bit about these last week with our Friday Bean with Anthony. So when you see...
I would be curious, actually, because that wouldn't necessarily be something people are searching for. That would be something that would apply to the click-through rate more than the search. If they're not directly searching trendy in the search bar, that should not be showing up as something people are searching for. It should only be counting for click.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I don't know. I don't have an answer, but it might be something if you create something that you could stick trendy in front of.
Hell, it could be a music lyric for all we know.
That's true. We have no idea. You could put like trendy t-shirts, trendy men's clothing, trendy women's clothing.
Maybe Etsy sellers are trying to research too. Could be. Could have had an influencer say that you should be using Etsy search to do your keyword research. Which is wrong.
Keychains. That's another really, I'm noticing, like, when I was a kid, covering your book bag with as many keychains as possible was really popular, and that's starting to come back in. With my daughter, I'm noticing, she's super into having, like, the really accessorized bags. She does, like, the ITA bag with the clear panel for all her enamel pins and all the cute keychains and things. Home gift. Press-on nails. Look at how popular press-on nails. Man, that's consistent. Twitch overlay is super cool for our digital sellers. Bookmarks. Wow, bookmarks actually fell in popularity. Miranda, are you here? How are your sales doing? It's really interesting that bookmarks fell so much.
Christina said keychains are huge at the HS. I'm assuming she means high school.
High school?
HS? I don't know what else that would stand for.
All right, so let's go back and then let's go into monthly trends. There we go. All right, so when you see a flame icon, this means that this keyword was highly searched yesterday as well. So jewelry is not only the most searched term last month on Etsy, but it also was very popular yesterday. Valentine's gift, obviously Valentine's Day's over, but we still got the data for it. Earrings were very popular yesterday. Stickers, bracelet, gift, custom, handmade gift. A lot of these are very similar to what we just saw. However, we could start going into some of these subcategories. So these are a little bit more specific. We've got some for POD. A lot of these that you find in POD are going to be things that you can't use because they are, copyright, trademark. In fact, if we pop into mugs, let's see. No data available for the period you selected. What have I done?
What did you do?
February
2024?
Are we still importing it? Is that maybe why?
Yeah, Feb we probably don't have data for yet. It should be imported today, but it doesn't look like it's done.
Let me try shirts. We might be working on it right now. Is anybody, Pam, Debbie, are either of you here? Pam was here.
If so, what'd it do?
There we go. Clothing. Okay. Prom dresses. New jeans.
New jeans?
New jeans. New jeans.
I bet that's a
new jeans.
I bet it's a popular brand or something people are reselling. I could be wrong. Let us know.
Big Little shirts. Is that the inappropriate Big Little, or is that the big sister, little sister? That could be taken in both directions. If it's the naughty direction, this should technically be in the adult. That's just my
head. Lana Del Rey, don't use that. Pirates of the Caribbean, don't use that. Gigi Allen, don't use that.
Man, a lot of these.
This is like all
Gucci.
This is almost always like this though in the actual just clothing section. Tekken 8, 80s anime.
Emo. The emo aesthetic is super popular. I know that because my daughter asked me if I'd ever heard...
Eugene's is a K-pop group.
Got it.
Of course, I figured.
Our daughter, she was like, have you guys ever heard of Scene? And I'm like, oh my God, Taylor, you don't even know. You have no idea. Yeah, most Slipknot shirt. That's interesting. Why is Slipknot having a resurgence? That's odd. All right.
Probably did something recently.
Not getting anything useful out of that. Let's go. I like doing paper and party supplies and art and collectibles because sometimes you can find like imagery that can be applied to other areas.
Tina said Pirates is the new one coming out or something. No, there was a false article that was put out where people were saying that the main actor was being replaced by a black female so they could stir up controversy, when in reality there's like a potential spin-off with a black female actress that's completely unrelated.
Yeah.
And it's not even confirmed yet.
Yeah, it's dumb. People just try and copyright stuff, unfortunately. That really stinks. Twitch overlays.
Big, but don't use the word Twitch. Unless they specifically say that you're allowed to.
I'm not sure if you're allowed to. That's interesting that Black History SVG last February, because February's Black History Month, last February it was really high, and this February not as because if you were buying SVGs, it's likely for other. Maybe it's because there's so many holidays crammed together this year, because most SVGs are going to be purchased by other businesses, and maybe with St. Patrick's Day and Easter all being like smashed together, and then Valentine's Day.
I actually saw a lot less of it in the corporate world too. Yeah, I agree. Nico said, I feel like Black History this year wasn't as popular. It wasn't.
Yeah.
There were significantly fewer brands that were like changing their logos. And I think it's because there have been just both sides so super aggressive about things. People have been a little quieter about speaking out because they get attacked so fast now.
It's unfortunate. It's really sad.
But that might not be it. It might just be because they don't need the extra help. Maybe it's mainstream enough that people are getting funded and things that companies aren't having to jump on it.
I think that when big companies, like even when all the companies, change their logos for Pride Month, I know in our Handmade Alpha Academy student campus, our queer students are all like, no, we don't really like this. Like, this is not something that we really, it feels very expletive.
Because it is.
Right.
Like you're changing your company's appearance and holding sales in order to profit off of somebody else's like issues.
Yeah.
Like what they're fighting for. It's not really
right. They're trying to make a profit off
people
of
are being obviously pandered to. I'm gonna avoid calling that pandering.
Yeah. It's performative. Yeah, it's like they're trying to.
Yeah, it is.
Speaking of which, today is the last day for our charity down below. It is for, oh my goodness, Mr. Moore, what?
National Black Children's Development Institute.
It's the Development Institute part that I always forget. National Black Children's Development Institute. They are an awesome organization that helps underprivileged children in primarily,
African American low income areas.
Low income areas. That's what I was looking for.
Long day.
Right. They help to make sure that those children are provided with equal opportunities for schooling, for mental health. They do a ton of stuff, but we've got a donation link down below. That money goes straight to them. Technically, today was supposed to be our new charity, but I decided since we had to actually request this charity be added. We did a bunch of research. And is this the one that Rob had recommended, or is this one?
Yeah. Yes, this is one of my best friends, my black friend, Rob.
We asked
recommended to him because I don't know anything about the community.
You're right.
And if you want to help a community, you should ask someone who's in the community and not just try to wing it, because it's really easy to come off offensive.
Exactly. So we talked to Rob and we asked him,
it was one of the ones that he recommended.
Yeah, we said that this is something that we want to do for Black History Month. Do you have, a recommendation? And he clued us into this one, and we did a bunch of research, and they seem like a really, really cool organization.
We really do try to cater to organizations that don't have a lot of controversy, and believe it or not, that's extremely hard. In every single sector of the donation world, everything has controversy because there are a lot of crappy people out there.
Right. So we do extensive research before we choose one.
And this one seems new. They're not highly funded. Not a lot of people know. I'd never heard of them before. So
But feel free to check that out. But guys, we're good to do some questions. If you have any questions at all for us, whether they be related to Etsy, SEO, trends, marketing, we are happy to answer those for the next 30 minutes.
If you need some relationship advice.
Celebrated
our 14-year.
We did. We
14-year together anniversary, not marriage.
Yeah, marriage is in October. We got together 14 years ago on the 27th when we were 18. So
how was your birthday?
It was good. Mark made mushroom ravioli because we were watching Twilight. Taylor was finally old enough to watch Twilight, so we read most of the first book together just so I could point out the areas that the movie totally screwed it up. And, she's digging it.
Carla said, I just wanted to tell you that I loved your last video. It was a banger, and it was one that needed done, and we will continue to do content spread out here and there. We don't want it all to just be like that kind of content.
Yeah.
However, it was really important to get.
Please go watch that video. It's my big head. It's like me, like looking like this on the thumbnail. Go watch that video if you haven't already. I think that it's one that everybody needs to watch, regardless of whether you're selling on Etsy or not. I think that it is a good general video that you could even, some people said that they showed it to their kids about why you can feel like you're doing a lot of research when you're watching a lot of YouTube videos, but in reality, you are just brushing the surface and you're investing a lot of time and you're feeling like you're getting a lot done when in reality, you're not actually researching anything. You're just digging at the surface level and you're never actually deep learning about any specific topic. So definitely check that out. It's a video that's going to challenge you to learn how to learn, if that makes sense.
Okay. MN Tweeted said, can we recommend charities? You can recommend charities, but we do research on every charity that we do. Sometimes we miss a conspiracy here and there. Some minor conspiracies we don't really care about. And
it also has to be one that YouTube approves. We can't just, like, for example, this one.
We had to request. And thankfully, YouTube was on it. But sometimes it can take a few weeks for them to get approved. So,
yeah.
Question. I sound like cornbread. Should I avoid videos with me talking? I'm assuming you mean you have a heavy Southern accent.
She does. And no.
You continue it.
No. And Mark loves Southern accents.
I do. However, if you're concerned, it depends on really how thick. Because if you're talking about like swamps of Florida thick, you might want to do some articulation exercises prior to your videos. I seem to remember her accent not being that thick.
No, it's not that bad.
If you are actually worried about it, sounds weird, find some like vocal warm-up videos on YouTube that focus on like articulation. Do them like 5 to 10 minutes before you just work on the parts of it that are hard for people who don't understand a Southern accent. Because some people in like Europe and stuff can have a hard time understanding that accent. The same as like I can have a really hard time understanding a more like thick European accent or British accent, like really thick accents. And it's like that all over the world. So just work on like pronunciation, slow down your speaking a little bit so you can articulate your more aggressive letters, your P's, your T's, your B's, your D's, C's, all that kind of stuff. But don't be paranoid about your accent. Literally no one cares. And the people that do care are crappy people you don't want in your feed anyway. Delete and block them.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it's not that big of a deal. Most of your customers are going to be in the US and can understand you.
And you know, it's you. Don't hide things that are, I get comments all the time. I just had a comment on that long video that I posted on Tuesday, the one that I just told you guys to go watch. And somebody was like, girl, I just can't with your commercial sounding voice. Just use your real voice. And I commented back and I said, or she said, why can't you use your own voice? And I said, because I have an anxiety disorder and I use a teleprompter to avoid mean comments like yours.
Yep.
But I'm good at it. I think I'm good at reading my teleprompter. Did you guys know I use a teleprompter for my videos? If I don't, they're going to be just as long as the Friday bean.
Super bad mood after she records if she doesn't have a teleprompter because she messes it up so much.
Yes, I'm not. You don't get a good me without my I still write the script. You're still getting me. You're getting me without the You get just the best content in a 10-minute video.
And then because there's a couple other people talking about voices and stuff like that. That same principle applies to all of you. Start working. There are YouTube videos that will teach you proper like singing technique, and it applies to real world talking as well. If you ever listen to like a professional businessman, they don't really sound all that smart, but you understand clearly every word that comes out of their mouth, and they're speaking with intent. So if you can work on your enunciation, doesn't matter what kind of accent that you have, enunciation is usually the thing that screws it up. Especially if you talk about like thick Scottish accents, thick Irish accents, thick British accents. It's because they don't enunciate letters. If you listen to anyone singing a song that's in a professional band, it doesn't matter what accent they have. You can understand almost every word that's coming out of their mouth because they've been taught to enunciate.
Not in the music you listen to.
There's like no voices in the music I listen to.
Well, in the music you used, I guess you don't listen to metal.
You talking about metal?
Yeah.
Yeah, accents don't apply there. However, it does apply in that way because no matter if they're British or American, they sound exactly the same, right? So enunciation is everything. Did you actually get /read the email replies from the video on Tuesday? I'm assuming is what they're talking about. Did you press for people to email you? What are you referring to? Jenny,
do you mean the email that I sent out to HAA students? I read every single email, but I got 200 emails, so I could not respond to every single one of them. But I did respond to any of the ones that required. I started out responding to all of them, and then they just kept coming in, and it was my birthday and I couldn't keep responding to all of them. But I read all of them, and there are 3 or 4 still in my inbox that I have marked as unread that I need to respond to, but I just haven't had the brain energy yet, and I don't want to. Yeah. So feel free to be more specific about that.
When is a good time to Etsy Plus?
Etsy Plus is, I mean, it's not real at any time. It's not something that's going to help you get sales.
No.
It gives you a carousel banner. You get some ad credits, and you can have those big featured, sections at the top of your Etsy shop, but it's purely aesthetic. So if you want your shop to look a little different and have some more branding capabilities, sure. There's no time though. It's just when you want to. If you want to, you don't have to. We don't in our new Etsy shop. We haven't done it yet.
Nope. I have 66 out of 73 spotted on Etsy. Should I add some of those keywords to my listings that are not spotted?
It's not spotted on Etsy. I mean, you could, but 66 out of 73, that's good. That's really good. I wouldn't stress so much about it. Don't obsess over the spotted on Etsy tool. If those listings aren't getting any traction, I would try to experiment with some different keywords, but I wouldn't stress too much about it.
I'm just sending you the charity she recommended.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's fine. We'll look into it. Lots of love for the Southern accents. That's awesome.
Get your praline booty out there.
Love that.
Absolutely. Yeah, don't feel bad about a Southern accent. It's charming to most people who aren't Southern.
That's true.
Now that Etsy is looking at descriptions more, does editing it disrupt the 60 to 90 day indexing?
Okay, so let me backtrack. It's not indexing. It's Etsy is monitoring shopper behavior. Descriptions have a little bit of impact, but not in the way that we all think. I have a video about this on my channel. If you go back a few months, it's called we were wrong about Etsy listing descriptions or something like that. Etsy's head of search, Andrew Stanton, stated that descriptions are not used for query matching, which is where keywords are matching. You know what I mean? Which means that you don't need to keyword stuff your descriptions.
Contrary to the Etsy Dingleberry that came out and said that it was in that one presentation that he did.
Oh, we already got confirmation from Etsy that a lot of that information was incorrect. Pam went on a rampage.
Oh, I know.
Love Pam. But anyway, no, so basically Etsy uses our descriptions to gather additional context about our listings, whether that be the style of our listing or that the product is, or maybe a specific color. Definitely go back and watch that video. But if you need to edit your descriptions, edit your descriptions. It doesn't have a huge impact. It's titles and tags that you don't want to play around with too much.
Tina's has her F key is just on its own. See if you can actually pull the keycap off of it and like blow some air down in it, because if that's not the case, then you probably have a short and you need to replace your keyboard. When I'm looking for top selling shops on eRank, it shows ones with like 1 sale and even 0. I'm not even sure what I'm doing wrong. Some things don't have data. It just depends on specifically what you're searching for.
Where are you, Laura? Where are you looking at top selling shops? Are you looking in the top sellers report? Because there are no shops in the top that there should not be top sellers in the top sellers report that only have 1 sale. I would need a little bit more information. If for any reason you clarify and we don't get to your clarification by the end of this, click the little blue button in the bottom right-hand corner of your eRank screen while you're logged in. We now have 24-hour chat support over at eRank. We've got an amazing team. We've got Janine. We've got, I think every once in a while, Patrick's in there. Sometimes even Anthony Wolf is in there. So definitely send in your questions to the team because they're awesome. We've been working on building up a really, really great team to make sure that 24 hours, there's somebody there to help.
I have a few repeat shoppers who buy products from my shop frequently. Should I offer them a discount as a thank you? Also, how should I phrase it? And what is a good amount to offer? Thanks.
Yeah, do it as like a loyalty coupon. You can set up an automatic coupon, but you could just message them. And in fact, I think it would come off way more personal if you say, hey, I've noticed that you've placed 5 orders in my shop. I just wanted to let you know that I really appreciate you. And since you are a frequent customer, from now on, please feel free to take, 20% off your orders. Now, you can't go back and message all those customers from the past. You'll need to wait until they make another purchase because every time when you send a message on Etsy, it needs to be transactional, which means it needs to be attached to a transaction. But you could message them and say, hey, thanks for your order today. I really appreciate it. For your next purchase, you can take 20% off. For coupons, unless your items are over $100, typically you're going to want to offer a coupon of 15% or more. Anything below 15%, I've read several studies about how anything below 15% people are likely not to pay attention to unless the price of the item is over $100.
Jessica said, I saw a thread this week that claimed Etsy will be charging monthly fees. I was like, what you talking about? Can you debunk this?
I can't, Jessica, because I just got somebody sent me the article in e-commerce bites, but I did not see anything official from Etsy. That's their main payments. That's not it.
If there's nothing popping up in the main part of Google, then it's probably not true.
Yeah, it was an article by e-commerce bites. I don't have any additional information because I haven't personally had a chance to look into it. If you want to
BYTES.
Yeah.
Monthly fees may be coming to Etsy. Survey suggests that Etsy is considering charging a monthly fee, likely optional, in addition to listing fees, and give sellers access to various features depending on which tier they subscribe to. Also suggests they may be considering removing certain functionality for those opting to not pay the hypothetical monthly fee. For example, the ability for sellers to offer discounts may only be available to subscribers. So it was a survey?
Yeah, so they surveyed a bunch of sellers.
Asking them what their opinion was.
Grab this article and paste it into the chat.
I would I have not verified this as a legitimate source. So
here's the thing. Etsy sent a survey. And that's all we know.
If we know anything about surveys with Wendy's thing immediately backtracking due to backlash, if it ends up true, then it probably won't happen.
Hey, you know what? I'll pay a little fee to get the seller support that I've said that for years. I've said that if Etsy is struggling so much to pay a customer service team, because yes, Etsy sales are, they are down overall. If they're struggling to pay a customer service team to help, the 5 million sellers on Etsy, yeah, I'll pay a fee to get the support that I need rather than not have it at all.
Again, just like the sign up fees, it's a crap thing, but at the same time, it's also a huge, huge benefit because it helps weed out all of these people that are just getting on there making AI bots that create shop after shop after shop and filling it with a bunch of garbage. It's a countermeasure to get rid of these people. They'll take their crap to another platform.
Yeah. But again, it's just something that
sounds like hypotheticals, and like Amy said, somebody broke their NDA to say that information out loud.
That's true. That's it. You're not, if you take like surveys and things like that, in most cases you're not allowed to talk about it. I have sat in meetings with YouTube before and done some of their panels, and they
are real strict about it.
I'm not allowed to talk about any of the things that we discussed.
And if you sound kind of sketchy, they'll just stop your thing and kick you off immediately.
Yeah. They will. They have it like in the contract before you do those focus groups type things, that if you upset them in any way, they can terminate the call immediately.
Delete and block is so powerful. Draw those boundaries. Absolutely. Do not be afraid to divorce your customers either. Some people just suck and their business isn't worth your time. I was just thinking about asking people in HA to listen to my voice audio because I'm worried about my voice is lame sounding.
Dude, I have been saying my
voice
voice
practice, man.
When you listen to your own, I hate my own voice, and I have comments all the time on my channel that say you should do voiceovers, you should do audiobooks. Your voice is so relaxing. I listen to your voice while I'm working, and I'm like, I think I sound nasally, but okay.
Oh, boop-a-doo. Just ate uncooked pasta, and I'd probably do the same on camera with no shame. Should start an OnlyFans. I'm sure somebody would be into that.
Oh, yeah. That weird ASMR. Ooh.
Terrible ASMR.
Yeah, just do really, really loud things that make most people cringe for the ASMR.
I'm struggling to figure out what style in my niche has the most demand. Any suggestions on or vids on how to do that research?
That comes with your own intellect and understanding of your industry. Sometimes it's about taking a style of a different niche and then incorporating it into the niche that you've selected. If there was a guide that taught you how to do it, your niche would be very saturated. Let's just say that. It's good that there's no guide to do that. You have to think abstractly. This is one of the things that you have to do for your business. Think about your niche. And then look at what is popular in general. Sometimes it takes doing what we did today, looking through Target, looking through stores around you. For example, with our niche, we are an officially licensed bookish shop. So we work with authors in order to get licensing for their popular books, and we create merchandise for them. And right now, we exclusively focus on a watercolor style. We're going to experiment with some designs that aren't watercolor, but are like that's what we advertise is watercolor bookish designs. There was no guide to figure out watercolor. I just noticed that a lot of the artwork in stores and a lot of the designs and things that I was seeing were watercolor. So I thought, okay, if watercolor is popular in general, how will watercolor work with book theme designs? Because it's not something I had ever seen before. And I mean, I think it's worked out pretty well.
A lot of people didn't know you used the teleprompter.
That's the point. You're not supposed to know. Don't focus on it too much, though. If you sit and I've done that where I found out that people I follow use teleprompters, and then I'm just trying to like catch their eyes, like skimming. And then you end up not paying attention to the video.
Thing is, I can't work with a teleprompter. I do worse with a teleprompter. It's all about what works for you. And Terribly Inspired said, I don't think many people like their own voice. I don't think anybody likes their own voice. I think you have to be a sociopath to just inherently like your own voice. You have to have enough people convince you of it that you like it. I hate my own voice. I think I'm a terrible singer. She still has pictures of me in front of a couple hundred people singing so hard that the neck vein is popping out the side of my neck. Like, it takes some time to get used to. It really does.
Yeah, go back and watch some of the very first videos on my channel. I've got some cringy ones.
There's so many skits and movies about Irish accents that I'm afraid to be a comedy leprechaun.
Oh, no. Unless a comedy leprechaun could be my niche.
Could be.
I don't know. I think that
I think you shouldn't be so paranoid about it.
Jacksepticeye, I think he does a really good job of embracing like his accent while, you know, poking fun at himself, but then still staying serious and staying true to his niche, which is, you know, gaming. He's one of the YouTube, you know, gamers, go check out his channel.
Is there a way to blend in those trendy 2024 colors into my shop and thumbnails without hurting the cohesive look? I always worry about hurting my brand by changing any colors in my shop.
I think it just depends. You can use them for your marketing primarily. That's what I would do.
And if they don't fit at all, why would you use them in your shop?
Yeah, if they don't fit what you already do in the brand that you've created, then don't use them. But you could also incorporate them in subtle ways. Whereas, rather than changing the whole background, maybe all your background colors are white. Maybe it's like white marble or something. Rather than messing up the aesthetic of your background by using a light, that butter yellow color, maybe you put in a little butter yellow flower, off to the corner of your photo. There's ways to incorporate those colors in without it being, too much. But at the same time, think about Tiffany & Co. When Tiffany & Co. advertises, they stick to Tiffany blue, white, and black. Tiffany and blue is their iconic color. However, around Valentine's Day, maybe it is a Tiffany and blue white post, but they added a little red heart. They always add a little pop of color. So you can do so in a way that's fun, but your branding colors and that cohesiveness should obviously be priority.
Enrollment opens again in June or July, right? June 14th.
14th through...
Are we sticking with 14th even though it's a leap year?
Yeah. June 14th through 14th. The 24th. There is our waiting list link is down below. You got to expand out the video description. It's like towards the bottom. Or you can go to joinhaa.com. Signing up for that waiting list doesn't obligate you to buy it, but it does ensure that you get an email letting you know when doors open, because we only keep those enrollment windows 10 days. Not gonna lie, our last enrollment period was so jam-packed that if things get any more jam-packed, we might have to put a limit on how many people can enter at a time. We're not there yet, but we're
getting close.
I want to make sure that I'm staying communicative with you. Transparent, because we always say there's no limit, it's just 10 days, but now we're I struggled it's okay now, I'm all right now, but I struggled a lot at the beginning because I was having so many emails from students that it was literally taking me all day to help everybody. So we might need to, I'm okay. But in the future, we might have a limit on how many people can get in at a time.
Do you have any opinions on Etsy ads? Yes. I have a complicated relationship with it.
That's normal. They either work or they don't.
Because you're paying for something that has an unknown attached to it.
Yep. It's gambling. You are gambling. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. There's a lot of other factors that need to be in place for them to work effectively. You've got to have great photos. You have to have good SEO. Your price points have to be aligned. You still have to have good branding. All these things have to be in place. The ad is just making sure that that listing is seen by more people. But if the product itself isn't phenomenal, it doesn't matter. If the photos aren't great compared to all the other photos on a search page, again, it doesn't matter. So make sure that everything else is in place before you attempt to commit to ads. Don't be afraid to pull back. If you're at the casino betting money and you realize, oh crap, I'm losing all my money, step away from, the poker table. No more betting at the poker table. If you are going into the red, step away from the poker table. Essentially, go into it with the mindset that you are gambling, and that's okay. It's okay to gamble, but be prepared to lose that money. And if you make more money, then awesome. If you lose that money, you need to pull back. Also, as I say this pretty much every week, but make sure that you are putting that ad money behind your best sellers. They've already proven to be products that people are interested in buying. Yep. You just want to make sure that they're seen by more people. You have a proof of concept. People are interested in this item. So make sure that you're putting money behind those best sellers rather than putting $1 behind every listing in your shop. If you've got 20 items in your shop, don't put $1 behind every item. Put $20 behind your one bestseller, and you're more likely to make a return on your investment.
Did you notice how hot you look with your red hair when you wear yellow on camera right now? Isn't she hot?
No.
Does Etsy have a way of applying for their Etsy picks?
No.
They do that. It's Etsy's picks.
Yeah, it's completely random. It's usually because a person who works for Etsy has found you in the wild, but there's no way to apply for it, and nobody knows, even like the bestseller badges and things that you get on Etsy, nobody knows how you get any of that. There's no criteria that Etsy's listed. It's just you wake up one day and it's there. Yay!
Customers telling me they never received their package, although UPS says delivered. What should I do?
There's a couple things you can do. First and foremost,
This is one of my favorite subjects.
yeah, first and foremost, if it says that it's delivered, sometimes when they load things onto the mail truck, the carriers will scan them when they're placed on the truck. And sometimes those packages don't make it to the mailbox that day. Sometimes it takes a day.
Sometimes too, if it's a Saturday, Sunday situation.
I would explain that to your customer. Say, sometimes they scan the packages when they place them on the truck rather than when they're delivered. Like empathize, say, I know it's annoying, it drives me crazy, but let's give it, 2 days. And if it still hasn't arrived, let me know. In which case you might want to file a police report, because then that could mean that the package was stolen off of their porch. If the package was stolen off of their porch, that's not you. That is a police report thing.
Yep.
However, for me, if I believe that the person, because it does happen, people steal stuff, things get lost in the mail. Mail carriers do crappy things. Like, you can watch videos on YouTube of mail carriers doing crappy things. It does happen.
Get door cams. 100% recommend it.
Mm-hmm. But there's a couple different things. You can have them contact their post office, and sometimes they can do like a geolocator type thing on the package. Have them file the police report. For me personally, if it's like a longtime customer and someone who I trust, I'll usually just go ahead and resend the product if it's not going to be a big expense to me, because ultimately it's a tax write-off. I just mark it as a loss and I write off the price of, the product and shipping. So I can, resend the item. But if it's like a custom, like one of a kind thing, they need to file a police report. And if they do that, that's when I would consider possibly, reshipping their item.
If they actually submit a police report, then you can take the benefit of the doubt, because it's a good way to get scammers off your butt. Mm-hmm. If they're like, oh, it wasn't delivered, and then it was delivered and they want their money back, having to call the police turns them off. Is the description more for Google and browsers? We kind of went over what the descriptions and stuff were for.
Yeah, I mean, Google does play in.
Google looks at everything on every web page.
Yeah, but so. It's hard to rank on Google, because if you make silver jewelry, you're not just competing against all of the other silver jewelry Etsy sellers. You're competing against every single business indexed by Google, like Tiffany & Co., like, all the major jewelry brands. You're also competing with them for your silver jewelry, which it's very unlikely that you're going to do. So optimize for Etsy. We already talked a little bit about descriptions. I made a video a couple months ago about how Etsy's algorithm looks at descriptions, and that comes straight from Etsy's head of search. So check my channel for that, because that will help clarify a little bit.
Wanting to do international shipping, but with most of my items, the shipping is more than my item's price. Would this put Americans off if the postage is too high?
Postage costs what it costs. And if your product is a lower price, what I would do, honestly, is loop the shipping price into the item price. Because yes, it's going to make it look expensive, but it'll be all one price up front with free shipping. You know what I mean? Try that maybe with one listing and do an A/B split test to see what performs better. I know you make like guinea pig beds and things, right? For pet parents, I dare say that they would be willing to pay a decent amount for a high quality product, as long as you've got awesome photos and great branding, which I know your branding's super cute. I dare say that piggy owners would be willing to pay decent amounts. That way you could try the free shipping, but I can't speak for your customers. So maybe, do an A/B split test and see what works.
Almost to the end here, darling. You hungry?
I'm hungry, and my head has gone from being inflated to headache, and I have
a headache too.
I still have to record.
Gross.
I know.
In Canada, a 10% coupon doesn't even cover the tax. It's seen as being cheap.
Yeah.
Oh.
We I remember one time when Mark was in the military, we went to a little restaurant. You were in uniform,
Yeah,
weren't you?
I was in uniform. Yeah, I believe so.
And when you're in the military, they always tell you, like, always ask for your military discount. You know, the worst that you can hear is no. Just always
Yeah.
ask if somewhere has military discount. So
I
we went
mean,
to,
at the very least, if you're 18, old enough to join the military and get yourself killed, you can at least get a freaking discount on your tacos.
right.
Right.
I can't remember where we ate, but we ate at this little restaurant, and he asked if they had military discount. And
Yeah, I've heard like it was like a 2 or 3% discount or something ridiculous
It's
like
like-
that. It was offensive. I didn't even take it.
yeah, it's like, why bother at that point, you know? So don't offend somebody by offering a,
Either offer a discount that's not worth it or don't offer a discount at all.
yeah.
And obviously don't go into the red. Monthly fees are everywhere.
Hold on.
What?
Laura, it's when I'm pressing top listing.
When I'm looking keywords for wall art.
Okay, those aren't top selling listings. Those are top ranking listings. Laura, those aren't, the top listings are just showing you the listings that are ranking the highest, which is based on how they've optimized that listing. So it might not have any sales yet, but before that layer of personalization is applied by Etsy, that is where they would be ranking. And it might just be because when a new listing is added on Etsy, Etsy moves it around. They rank it high, they rank it, they rank it all over the place to see what customer interaction looks like for that listing. So don't focus too much on that. That doesn't mean that it's a top selling listing. It just means it's top ranking.
So yeah, it sucks to have to pay a monthly fee just to get the same service we've had all these years. Unfortunately, that's kind of how it works with when things get more expensive.
And when
They're
companies grow.
Right. They're either going to dump that cost onto the customer or they're going to dump that cost onto the company or the seller at this point. And if they dump it onto the customer and make it more expensive, they're going to find a different platform. So either we can suck it up and we can pay the fee that both keeps the customers on the platforms and also helps in prevention of AI, bot shops, scam shops, all these people that are signing up for accounts and emailing you to tell you that your sale isn't going to go through until you send them your email address, which you can't even go into the Etsy groups anymore because it's all just people asking if it's real or not. I think that is a huge benefit.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. You know what I mean?
I was saying bye to the, it's the bee's knees. Needs.
Bye-bye.
Needs.
I don't know. I hate having to pay fees, but at the same time, I'm going to suck it up and move on. It's just the way that it is, and we don't have any control over it. Etsy had an okay year last year, and they have to be able to start increasing their profits. And unfortunately, the increase in crappy, I'm not going to say all POD, but the increase in like crappy, same POD, the same AI, Temu reseller garbage is bringing the value of the site down. Less people are coming there looking for legitimately handmade content, and those people are exclusively the reason why that's happening. And something has to change in order to keep the platform healthy. It's not just about like, oh, our sellers making money. It's about, is Etsy making money and is Etsy staying stable? They have shareholders to keep happy. They're a public company. Yeah. So we don't have to like it, but there's nothing we can do about it. And the best thing that you can do is to look into the positives of the situation and not necessarily the negatives. Because if it was a strictly negative thing, then I would, we've done it, but we've had a movement before. We are all about starting movements when somebody does something that they should not be doing. And I don't think that this is going to be one of those moments. Also, it's purely speculation based on information from someone who was willing to violate an NDA that could get them sued. I'd take that with the biggest grain of salt you've ever seen.
Yeah, you know what? I am willing to pay more if a service is getting better. I understand. You got to try, just like if you were improving your products and you had to buy a more expensive supply, or, maybe you upgraded to more high quality materials, you might have to charge a little bit more. I am willing to pay a little bit of money to have a better experience, because right now experience on Etsy isn't great. And, like he said, I'm a POD shop. I've been doing POD for several years now. I like POD. I don't like that there are sellers that make 20 POD shops and shove them with absolute garbage and just generate as much, as many items as they possibly can and completely saturate the marketplace. And I'm sure you guys don't like that either, because it makes your guys' job really, really hard. So, and we all see it. But anyway,
the thing is, we're small rant. And we're going to start enforcing this in our Facebook as well. There's a difference between people complaining and about issues that strictly affect them and their own personal thing, but it's getting to a point now where, and it's not just the Etsy community, it's every community, is just bitching and complaining and moaning instead of focusing on what they can do to combat that. There's never, it seems, never a solution posed when an issue is presented. There is no point in wasting your energy on complaining if you're not even going to attempt to either present a solution or work with other people to find one. And it's getting really, really, really old. Don't focus, of course, crappier POD shops and AI are taking over the platform. Zero things you can do about that. So wasting your energy on that is, you're literally wasting yours and mine and hers time. Don't do it. Stay positive. Start working on the things you can control. Can you take better photos? Can you learn how to do critical thinking so you can deal with your business issues better? Like pretty much what her video was focused on, long-term learning. Can you focus on, I don't know. It's
these shops that fill their, with 5,000 random POD items that they generated with AI in 2 seconds, and then they don't have a niche they don't care about,
Right.
You have to think that is a lazy business model. Making as many designs as possible and shoving them on as many products as possible without doing any research, that is lazy. What can you do to be super duper awesome and stand out and not be lazy? So for me, that was, and this comes with a little bit of privilege here. I'm speaking from a point of being very privileged in that we have the money to buy a lot of samples. And I also occasionally will do things for Printify, and they give me credits to my account, which allows me to be able to purchase a lot of samples, which not everybody can do.
Of course.
But when possible, I take my own photos because my competitors aren't doing that. And I model the shirts and products. And for the things that I don't buy myself, I remove the backgrounds. I make my own backgrounds. I make the backgrounds relevant to my target audience. I make sure that my products aren't utilizing, because again, if you're using mock-ups from somewhere like Placeit, understandable. Those mock-ups look really cool.
You do you.
However, there's going to be a lot of other Etsy sellers on a search page that are using those exact same mock-ups. And when we're talking about effort, what's lazier? Using a mock-up that you generated in a few minutes with, Placeit, or taking that photo that you got from Printify into Canva, removing the background and taking a few extra minutes to put your mug on a table with some a pile of coffee beans and, you have to do better. And I know that it sucks because it takes time, and sometimes it takes a little bit of money, and sometimes it's really frustrating because you feel like you just got something that looks good, and then you find out that, oh, the good thing that I just spent all this time on is no longer good, or it's no longer trendy, or that's business though. You have to constantly be adapting and evolving. It's why Handmade Alpha Academy, we constantly talk about the plan, adapt, evolve.
Yes.
Plan for change, because it's always going to happen. Time is never going to stand still. We are hitting the AI period of our lives where
this is the apex of technology.
We are, woo!
And it's already beyond human understanding. The way that it reacts to things is already beyond what we know, and it's only gonna get more intelligent. We were watching a video last week that was showing the comparisons between AI literally a year ago, where we had Will Smith eating spaghetti and it was a pixelated nightmare of a mess, to today you can generate, other than some weird face, hand, and some body movement stuff, you can produce a semi-realistic video with correct lighting and everything in a few seconds. This isn't going to go anywhere. However, don't think that Etsy isn't trying to do everything that they can to combat it legally. Because as of right now, there are no like overarching legislation anywhere in the world that can actually cover what Etsy does. So again, it's an energy thing. Before you post something on Facebook, if you're having, because conversations do need to be had. Don't get me wrong there, but that there's a difference between a conversation and a complaint. Before you post something in any marketplace or any Facebook group, ours or other people's, ask yourself, is the energy I am about to expend this 10 minutes writing this perfect Facebook post with my ultimate complaint as a keyboard warrior, is it worth your energy and what it's going to do to not only your mood, but you vampiring the mood out of other people because you're just complaining and making other people angry and creating this circle pit of nasty. It's not worth it to you. It's bad for the community. It's bad for the platform. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Focus on where you can. If you're in a conversation that's going down that road, close the tab, close the app, go somewhere else. It's possible for you to live happy and not be upset. Don't get me wrong. We understand that people need Etsy to succeed. They need their shops to succeed. They need the money. They need the financial stability. And we get that. Some of you don't have the ability to leave the house and get a real job. That's not the point. However, if it's to a point where you're struggling because your Etsy shop isn't working and you are fully capable of going and getting a job, maybe the Etsy shop needs to be on hold until you're stable enough to support yourself, because the last thing that you should be doing is ruining your life for something that isn't currently working for you, especially if you're doing something like POD. You can do that on your lunch break. You can do that on your weekends. You can work yourself into it. Don't open an Etsy shop and immediately expect that you're going to get the success and be able to hold your household up using this thing. It's too many unknowns. It's unreasonable, and honestly, it's kind of an immature move. It's not right for you at the moment.
Yeah, it takes so much time to be, and even when I started on Etsy in 2012, right after my daughter died, it took me 5 years for my first jewelry shop to even become a sustainable income where I was making enough money that if it was just me all by myself, I could have survived. But like Mark said, for a lot of people, this is going to be a side hustle for a while.
Yes.
You gotta, and that doesn't mean that you don't put time into it. Fake it till you make it,
Yeah, absolutely. Fake it till you make it. We did.
But it's gonna suck the joy out of you when in reality, what sells is passion. If you're coming off as desperate, and I see a lot of sellers.
I'm doing a sale. I've got my phone bill coming up next week.
Right.
Don't do that.
Right. I see them do. I mean, if you're in like your own private communities, like with the alphas and stuff, and you're having a hard time, that's a little bit different. But I see people on their public pages where they're communicating with their customers and advertising, saying like, my phone bill's due and I'm about to lose my house. And so the next 5 people, if you buy something from my shop, I'll throw in a free bracelet. Like, please. Okay, that might work once. But I have some alphas that I follow who I've muted because that's their primary marketing technique.
That's their personality.
And look, I'm not trying to be mean, but your customers, the purpose of selling is to help someone. The purpose of selling is to solve a problem.
We've never lost a child. I don't know what she said that made you think that. That's never happened.
What?
No. I think that was a misinterpretation of something she said.
What'd I say?
We've never lost a kid.
No, she's at school. What?
No, she's at school. She's fine. Please,
No.
We had one and snip, done.
But anyway, no. When now I lost my train
I'm
of
sorry. I'm so sorry. I just didn't want that to get out of hand.
No. But ultimately, what I'm trying to get at is you have to be able to solve the problems of your customers with your product. No matter what you sell, you are solving a problem. And I know a lot of people, she said my daughter died in 2012. I did not say my daughter died.
She said after my daughter died.
Did I say died? I said was born. Did I say died? Did I legit? I'm gonna have to watch the replay.
Yeah, let's get 136. You're gonna have to watch through there. You did.
Did I really?
She meant born. That was a huge ADHD moment right there. Wow. Okay, this has gone off the rails. Point, I think, being is to be positivity, spread positivity.
Don't accidentally say that. This is why I could never be a celebrity, because the tabloids
herself torn apart.
The tabloids would take that and be like, Starla pandering, trying to make everyone feel bad for her with lies.
No, she was born in 2012, y'all.
Born. She was born.
She said, I was so sad. No, we've never lost a kid. She got pregnant once, had a baby. I got the snip. No, we're good. We're done.
I'm very tired and I have a headache.
No, she's totally still alive.
I stated it. You guys heard me like 15 minutes ago. I said that I had a headache. Anyway, my God, how did you not catch that?
I don't know. I was probably reading the chat. I'd one-track mind right now.
Let's recollect.
We got to kill this anyway. We got to eat soon.
I know. The point being that I was trying to make before I stuck my stinky fungus foot in my own mouth.
Hot.
Was that in Handmade Alpha Academy, and this is, take away whether you're one of my students or not. Plan, adapt, evolve. Plan for change. Change will always happen. You as one person are not going to stop the change. Plan for change. Adapt to change. It takes time to adapt. Adapting is uncomfortable. Nobody likes to adapt. When Facebook changed its interface like 2 years ago, do you remember how everybody freaked out? I don't know where anything is. I don't know how to do anything. It was uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But we adapted. Now it feels completely normal because we evolved. Plan for change. Adapt to changes. Allow yourself the time to adapt, because eventually you will evolve into someone who can handle whatever that change was. Just like people, we thought, oh no, cars are going to be the death of the horse industry. We have to remember that our singular thoughts and discomforts don't necessarily impact the direction of the future. It just causes us as individuals to fall behind while the world moves forward. So whether you like AI or not,
it's here, and it's not going anywhere.
It's here. It's not going to, there's no way to put the worms back in the can. They've already crawled out.
Yep. It's not going anywhere.
We are here as things start to change, as we hear things, as we, come up with new strategies. We're here to help provide support on ways to adapt. But ultimately your brain has to be open to adapting.
And I know a lot of people want, regulation for AI. And let me tell you that you don't want AI to disappear in the civilian sector. If the only people who are allowed to work with AI are government agencies and people who are doing it illegally, it's going to get nasty real fast. So you can just throw that thought out the window.
Yeah, Carla, I've seen your question a couple times.
Do you follow Nick Kalenda? I have no idea.
Yeah, I will. I'll check him out. But no, I you know what? I don't watch a lot of YouTube anymore.
Nope, we don't watch a lot of TV. We don't watch a lot of YouTube. Like a half hour at the end of the night. We usually read for an hour and then watch a couple YouTube videos and go to bed.
Yeah. But guys, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Sorry that I'm an idiot and I can't talk and I can't do nothing right. And I love how everybody's like,
that's not true.
Well, I love how everybody's like, I get it. I have ADHD. I know. We appreciate you. Thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for always being like our little ray of sunshine on Fridays.
Being super awesome.
Other than you,
truly awesome.
Other than you, that person who in the future says some mean thing in our comment section.
It'll happen.
It always does. But
as a tool, just like any other tool.
Exactly.
Like
you are
I'm a tool.
You're my favorite tool. But
well, we love you guys. We have food to eat, Final Fantasy to play, and a concert to go to. So we love you. We'll see you next Tuesday.
I have aspirin to take.
I'm going to take one too.
And I've got a video to record. So this Tuesday, our video will be about finding a niche. So that'll be fun. Be sure to check that out.
Give the video a like.
Yeah.
We haven't really been talking about that lately, but it does help. Helps us put us up further in the YouTube.
Where's Taylor? I need proof. She's at school till 2:30, so I only have 45 minutes to record my video before she gets home and is loud. All right, guys.
All
Thanks
right,
so much
see you
for
guys
hanging out.
See you next Friday. But, bye.
Bye. See ya. Goodbye. Oh, that's a sexy face. Oh, yeah. Sexy.